بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
What is Akhirul Zaman? Those who believe in the one God also believe that history had a beginning and that history will also end, and that before history ends there will be a last age. About that last age, Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam said, as only a true prophet could say, that the fitna, the tests and the trials of that last age would be the greatest tests and trials that mankind would ever have experienced from the time of Adam alayhi salam to the last day. So if ever we need scholars of Islam of the highest caliber and of the greatest integrity and courage, it would be at that time when we have the greatest tests and trials of all. Are we in Akhirul Zaman? Shall we answer that question for you? Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam spoke as only a prophet could speak, and he said about Akhirul Zaman, and you know when he said it, that you would find the naked, barefooted shepherds competing with each other in the construction of tall buildings. How much longer do we have to wait for that to come? Or is it already here? He said about Akhirul Zaman that women would be dressed and would yet be naked. How much longer do we have to wait for that to come? Or is it already here? Those who still deny that we are living in Akhirul Zaman are people who are deaf, dumb and blind, worse than cattle. The rest of us, we know that this is Akhirul Zaman, and therefore it is at this time that we are going to be tested as no one has ever been tested in history. Amongst the tests of Akhirul Zaman, said Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, the tests and trials of Ya'juj and Ma'juj. How many times have you ever heard a khutbah from the mimbar on Ya'juj and Ma'juj? How many times have you ever heard a ceramah, a lecture on Ya'juj and Ma'juj? And yet, the trademark of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, or Gog and Magog, is already given to us in Surah Al-Kahf of the Quran. بَعَدَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ إِنَّ يَأْجُوجَ وَمَأْجُوجَ مُفْسِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. That these are people who will commit or perpetrate Fasad on earth. Fasad is that which corrupts, and in the process of corrupting it destroys. The greatest of all fasad, people may say, is fasad in the money that we use. You know, we used to use the money which was in the Quran and in the Sunnah. And you know what that money is. Don't tell me you don't know. That money is mentioned in the Quran, dinar and dirham. And dinar and dirham in the Quran are not made of paper. No. A dinar in the Quran is a gold coin. Am I right? A dirham in the Quran is a silver coin. But when Fasad came to the monetary system, Gog and Magog took away dinar and dirham and prohibited the use of dinar and dirham as money, corrupted and destroyed the monetary system, and replaced it with this bogus and fraudulent and utterly haram paper money. How could Brother Imran be using such violent language when we never heard anyone else speak those words? No mufti has ever said that paper money is bogus, it's fraudulent, it's utterly haram. Because they've not studied the subject, that's all. These are men of learning and of integrity, and if in their institutions of Islamic learning they were taught the subject of monetary economics, I'm sure that they would have understood it. But they have not been taught it. And so they give fatwa based on ignorance rather than knowledge. So some may say, this is the greatest fasad.